Oh, scoot it back.
Scoot it back.
Scoot them up.
Scoot them up. Yep.
Scoot them forward.
I was like, gonna say forward. ESPN right there. I love that.
Scoot them around.
Around town. All right. We're ready, Freddie.
Do this a little bit because then you're in it.
Yeah, look at us.
Okay.
Look
Here
at
we
us.
are. There we are.
There we are.
Are we ready?
We're ready, Freddie. Well, it's fine. Checking connection. Oh, here we are.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Don't mind us. We're just eating nerds.
And Laffy Tappies.
And
Tappies.
shaking,
Tappies. Yes.
Shaking our Laffy Tappies.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Shay.
Hi, Brianna. How are you?
Welcome to 30-ish, Shannon.
Yeah. As you're
your
eating
own
your
house.
At my own house. It's great.
You guys want to hear some nerd ASMR?
Oh, God.
Just kidding. That was fucking weird and gross.
Want to see Shay get really mad at Brie in about 4 seconds after she does that?
Yeah, that's annoying.
I would never get mad at her. I would just tell her I'm disappointed. Anyway.
They are a crunchy little treat, aren't they?
They are. I'm not a big Nerds fan. I don't
Dude,
know why.
you don't even like Nerds ropes?
Isn't that just essentially like Nerds on a Laffy Taffy? So it's like...
No, it's not a Laffy Taffy. It is like a gummy jelly rope.
So a Laffy Taffy.
No.
Can you hear her?
Laffy Taffy. Is that your dog?
It's her like going like...
Is that her pouting?
Yeah, she just puts her full nose under there. It's pretty funny. Anyway, how are you?
Hear.
It's fine.
I'm good. I probably
for the
shouldn't eat
best.
these nerds right now.
It's fine.
I just spit
It's
one
nostalgic.
out on your floor.
It's nostalgic.
Anyway, we're 30-ish.
Yep. Give it little
Here we are.
starbursts.
Yes, you do. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Things have been doing.
Yeah,
things have good.
you've been hustling. It's been a good time.
We've been hustling. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you been?
Been solid too.
Yeah.
I mean, went to Dallas, did that whole, sad thing with my grandpa, but it was good to be with family, and it was, my cousin made a lovely speech, made us all cry. Thank you, Taylor. And here I am, back to the grind.
Back to the grind.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here eating candies.
It's almost fucking Halloween. Do you have a costume? Do you
No.
even,
But I have, let's see, like 5 costumes for Penny.
5 costumes for the dog? Heard that. What are her costumes?
So today she was a dragon. Let's see.
Today she was a dragon for the little office.
It was
She's
super
a
cute.
little office dog.
Super
my
cute.
God.
She hates all of it.
She does.
She fucking hates her life. Let's see. The day before, the day before. What was she?
Dang, she's already fucking out there.
Oh yeah.
Take notes.
She has her little. I have a little pair of bat wings for her.
Oh my
little
god,
bat.
she is like a little gargoyle.
She looks like a gargoyle.
So that's perfect.
She looks like a gargoyle. Let's see. I also have a devil costume for her. It's really. I'll put on a little fashion show for you.
We'll probably have to record that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cute. There's another. Then I have just cute little sweaters for her. I got most of this fucking shit from Target. It's crazy. One is it's like a black hoodie, except I don't know where I fucking put that. I lost it, but it's when it's all cold outside.
A black hoodie?
It's a black hoodie with a little skeleton on the back, so it glows in the dark. And then there's another
cute.
one that's...
I want one of those.
It's super cute. And there's another one it's like a little hoodie thing. And then it's has little evil eyes all over it. And those glow in the dark too.
Ooh,
Super cute.
That is cute.
It's super adorable. And then the last costume I have, I'm going to have to... That's going to be her actual Halloween costume. It's a dinosaur. She fucking hates it. It's a dinosaur costume. Because it you put the things over her legs, and then it's like a stegosaurus. Oh shit! Your sister's calling.
Oh my god. Sorry, sis.
It's fine. It's okay. Ah. Oh my god, what's happening? It's like a seizure.
My phone is having
A seizure.
a crisis. God damn it! Why do people do this?
What? They don't mean to call you.
What do people call me ever? We're gonna stop and start again. Oh, is it good now? Oh my god. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, is it good now?
Yep, we've been live this whole time.
Perfect. It'll be a great one.
Well, what? Yeah, I don't know.
And then so it's like a little Stegosaurus costume, and then it's green, and then she has, and on the back it's like the little fins. I don't know what the fuck they are. Yeah, it's
the little mohawk.
I should have been paying attention. So the one thing I did do in Dallas before I went to his funeral, my mom brought gummies to the Natural History Museum, and so we got high and walked around.
With the dog?
No, the dog wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
No. Like this is in Dallas. I didn't take Penelope this time to Texas. But,
oh, okay. Oh my god, that's fun.
So I should have like paid attention to what those little fins are called. But anyway, so her little costume has the little.
You could have found out.
I know, and then you can they light up. The fins light up. And then you can like press like either if they want to be like stagnant or like blinking or whatever. God. And then she has like the little. It's like it looks like a My Special helmet kind of whatever, but it's you put her little ears through. It's so fucking cute. So,
did you have one of those? My Special helmet.
We don't talk about it. Okay.
I have one at my house.
Do you? Did you have one?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I probably did. It was called neck gear. Just kidding.
Oh my god!
I did have neck gear though for like.
What's neck gear?
It's like headgear, but it doesn't go all over your head. It just goes around your neck.
But what's it for?
We've talked about this. It's for your teeth. It's not for your head. I probably do need a helmet though because I hit my fucking head so hard the other day. I went up to Grand Lake, which is little fun fact for everyone. It is the deepest freshwater lake in all of America.
I didn't know that.
Or maybe Colorado, but I'm pretty sure of all America. It's like 600 feet deep, and it's like a natural lake.
That's actually pretty cool.
I'm gonna have to.
Also,
Chris,
terrifying.
Chris told me.
He probably made it up.
Yeah, we went up there and hung out, and
took Baloo.
I hit my head. Yeah, we did. It was a great time. I didn't mean to only talk about how I hit my head really hard. I just saw, like
I don't remember
like,
most of the trip.
It wasn't all great because I hit my head hard. Let me tell you about that first, so you don't think I had a great time. Just kidding.
Well, we were talking about helmets, so I get it.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. I probably should get one. I literally have like a red mark. You guys can probably see it on the live. It's somewhere in there. See it? No, you see it? No, you don't. Motherfuckers, too quick for you.
Too quick. Quick like a cat. Quick like a motherfucker.
But yeah, I didn't have an actual one.
No, I did not. Which I just have never heard of neck gear for your teeth. So
yeah,
I'm just learning all sorts of things.
And
today.
You wear it 12 hours a day, every day.
Did you wear it at night or did you wear it like at school?
Night?
Okay, well, that's nice. So you weren't. Totally
I didn't have to wear it at school. Thank God. I could wear it like the other half of my day when I got home from school. I had to put it right on at 7 p.m. so I could get it off by 7 a.m.
How long did you have to do that?
It was not even a year because I didn't have braces for a year.
Still a long time, dude.
But that's why my teeth are so fucked up on the bottom. Well, that's
you got them bulldog teeth?
I do. No, they're just very crooked now because I never wore my retainers.
Me neither. That's what happened to me. See, it didn't close the gap all the way, and there's still a little divot.
Yeah.
Because then it was like, I'm done with this. I just put it on my bunk bed. I'm like, that's where that shit goes.
Got some Will Ferrell's going on down here.
Totally. Yeah.
I'll be famous for these.
Grinch style.
Never fix them. Anyway.
That's where all the luck is.
The luck of the teeth.
Gather tartar and luck.
Yeah, they just like cross paths and they get stuck in there.
Oh, yeah.
The luck.
The luck.
What and the tartar. I do need to go to the dentist, but
it's fine.
Who wants to sponsor our dentist appointment?
That would be amazing. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, shit is.
I'm telling you.
Teeth are expensive.
Anyway, what are we drinking?
Today we're drinking a concoction.
Later. Yes.
Of sorts.
It's quite tasty.
It is pretty good because we used Crystal's creamed gin that she made that one time. I think the last drink we had was that like...
Yeah. It's like a creamsicle.
Our other half of the show, we made a new drink that Crystal, the resident bartender / Shay's sister-in-law. Wow, that was a tongue twister for me.
Because she had a concussion.
She made that shit. Yeah. I couldn't... Know what I couldn't say today? Dish soap.
Oh, my.
So I was like, maybe I did get a concussion. I was like, dish soap. Because I was trying to... What was I trying to say? Like... we won't go into this.
Okay.
Anyways, what are we drinking? We are drinking cream gin, a little bit of vodka, some fresh squeezed grapefruit juice from those
delicious.
fresh squeezed grapefruits.
Yep.
And not Topo Chico, but some sparkling water. So you can use Topo Chico in this instance if you need.
If you need some extra salt.
We have our Sonic Ice. And what else did I put in this?
Mint.
Oh, passion fruit juice. I didn't put any mint.
Oh, it tastes like you
bought
did.
mint, but I didn't put it in here.
Well, it's delicious. So, and then what are...
It tastes like a grapefruit cream soda, basically.
It does. It's pretty tight.
It's pretty good. You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
I do like that.
Okay, thanks.
Well, what are you talking about today?
Well, even though I probably should talk about how Kristen D. Smart...
That's right.
She's
got some justice for your girl.
Completely.
Why?
Not completely.
I only read the headline.
They don't know where her body is still. The
Really?
dad got off with literally no charges, but Paul Flores, the only fucking suspect of the whole fucking time, he did get charged with the murder of Kristen Smart. But nothing else. They don't have the body.
Okay.
And the dad got off, like, not even as an accessory to murder or like helping him in any way. Like,
what?
You did. Did you listen to any of the podcasts, jury? Just kidding. Did you listen?
We weren't supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's, I'm like, how did he get off?
Who knows?
But anyways, it's not over though.
Okay.
They're saying it's not over. And maybe Paul will finally fucking just like tell some shit. But he probably won't because his dad is some fucking...
I mean, he's
fucking mystery magic man. Like, he like... gets the cops to just let him go, or like he gets like, well, what?
Maybe there's something else going on there.
He curses people and they don't think that he did the bad things. Just kidding. I don't know.
Perfect.
That's not what it is at all. But anyways, I'm not talking about Kristen D. Smart today, but
you should. But it's fine.
She's coming up.
Yeah.
But yes.
So what are you talking about?
What? I have a concussion. I'm talking about...
We're talking about concussions.
I rolled a free roll, so I decided to do paranormal today.
Ooh.
And you rolled a free roll. What did you decide to do?
What do you think?
Crime. Mm-hmm. Is it about Kristen D. Smart?
It's not, even though that would have been a good one. But you already kind of did most of the story there.
I did.
Yeah.
And
but we could do like a part deuce. So what am I talking about? Crime. Well, yeah, I got a good one.
You got a good one? Mm-hmm. Is it creepy?
Is
it about weird. Jeffrey Dahmer?
It's not.
That everything is about right now?
Well, see, I did it before.
I know. You did it. I'm like...
I had to do the PSA every 5 minutes. It was great.
People are like, did you know that he kept fucking penises in his freezer? I'm like, yeah. Shay told me about it 2 years ago.
It was great.
On my podcast.
It was great.
Go listen.
I had to go wash my ears out. But no, it's...
Yeah, but there's like 7 Jeffrey Dahmer things. Like, everyone's talking about him.
And I rewatched all of them. I'm a sicko.
But it was really well done. They're fucking fascinating. And it fascinates me that he is so like open to the inner, like, not that it's good that he's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, he's very honest.
Yeah, no, he's a matter of fact. And he's like, I didn't know I was sick. Yeah. Like, I disagree that you didn't know you were sick, but whatever. It's a whole other can of worms.
You did.
Yeah.
You did, and you just kept going because you weren't getting caught.
I just didn't want him to leave. I'm like, okay, well, there are other ways, but that's okay. Anyway.
But anyways, hope you guys are well knowledge about Dahmer and well in your lives.
Yeah, but it's all gonna be. I'm sure you guys are, and if you're not, then good for you. Good for you for not like going with the sheep, the sheep and the fads like myself.
Being well.
I thought you meant to talk about Dahmer.
Oh,
like good.
You guys, I might need to get checked out.
We're going to go to the hospital after we're done recording. But we're going to record first because priorities.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
Jesus. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah. If you didn't go with the crowds.
You mean the sheep?
Don't start.
Don't start. Don't do it.
All right.
Let's
get this going.
We can move it along.
Yeah. Okay. It's time. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. We'll see you soon. We'll see you really, really soon. Was
that our first time? That was funny.
I might have a concussion.
That.
I did it.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. All right, Shay.
All right, Brianna.
Are you ready for this paranormal? Maybe I should do this.
There you go.
Move it around town.
Move it around town. Oop.
Okay. There we go.
There you go.
There.
Baby girl.
There, that's
better.
That's better.
Yeah.
So extra.
No, you're fine. You're just trying to figure out how to get comfortable.
Oh my god.
I'm into it. All right.
Okay,
I'm ready, Freddie.
Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Hope you've got a drink in hand or a, you know,
Just keep
a joint.
Yeah, whichever.
Whatever you want.
You're good.
Stem of mushrooms. Okay. So today I'm talking paranormal. And today we're specifically talking about the unsolved mysteries of Lake Michigan.
Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't know there was any type of mysteries.
And the mystery happens to be about
Speaking of
UFOs.
Oh, yes. Your favorite. Speaking of mysteries,
I like
I
them.
saw there's a whole new batch of unsolved mysteries on...
Yeah, that's why I titled it this, because apparently this story is also on Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, is it?
The new one.
So I don't watch the alien ones. I just watch the murdery ones. Because I just get bored sometimes with the alien ones, because I'm just like, yeah, that's aliens. It's not... Of course,
It's not unsolved. Like, yeah. You guys are just never going to solve it because you never want to fucking tell us what's up.
Mm-hmm. So that one time.
Why.
Yeah.
So really, it's not really that unsolved.
But it'll be fun to hear about.
But it technically is because they're like, we don't know what it ever was. So anyways, we're
talking about that.
We're taking it back to 1994, one of our favorite years of all time.
Oh, it's a good year.
What happened in 1994?
What's 1994? Let's see. We got... I feel like there was some... No. I mean, I feel like Nickelodeon was really getting in their stride in the 94s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, good cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Good shows.
Real good shows.
Real good shows.
Let me see real quick. I wasn't going to say anything about what was happening in 1994.
But I couldn't give you a specific thing that happened in 94 that I remembered. Like, oh, yeah.
This is when Beanie Babies began.
94? Really?
94, apparently. You know, I don't think.
For whatever reason, I thought that was a little bit later, but I guess not.
I thought it was like earlier. Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction hit the cinemas.
Oh, fuck.
Nirvana's Man's Death
Reached the top. What was it? Reached the record charts.
Kurt Cobain died.
That's sad.
He wasn't reaching the record tops
anymore. A band named Queen was on the top of the record charts. And Gladys Rose was the American teen princess.
A blackberry was just a fruit.
That's amazing.
The cloud was a mass of condensed water vapor. This is something I'm reading. Okay, that's enough about 1994. Okay, but we all know that UFOs go way back than that, okay? And it's even before the 60s, guys.
Yeah.
UFOs are old news if you really fucking think about it.
Yeah, they really are.
There's shit in the fucking Bible about UFOs. Strange sightings were recorded in Rome in 218 BC. I have a concussion. I'm convinced now that I have to read shit.
You guys, I'm watching Brie deteriorate in front of my eyes.
I'm gonna die.
I'm just like, why don't you just wrap it up? Let's go.
Okay, here we go. So, we're going to be talking today about the eastern shore of Lake Michigan on the night of March 8th, 1994. Good job. How do you know?
It was weird. It was like a
ESPN
or something.
The year that I was going to
I don't know.
talk about. This is so paranormal.
Brie, your nose is bleeding. I'm just really joking, though.
The lights shut off.
Shut the fuck up. I will pee my pants right here. Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
I mean, kind of. It would take off the attention off my concussion.
I guess so.
Anyways.
Jesus.
Okay, so this incident, the Lake Michigan UFO event, the Lake Shore event, the Holland sighting, as people call it, it's cited as one of the most solid, well-researched reports of UFO activity in the history of UFOlogy. ufology,
didn't know that.
which is also a thing. That's a real thing.
Michigan,
the
you've been
study of
holding
UFOs.
Out.
I know. They really have been. On this night, eerie lights filled the sky along nearly 200 miles of the Lake Michigan shoreline. Mm-hmm. The objects were tracked moving from south to southwest, heading in the direction of Chicago, from Ludington south to the Indiana border, about like a 3.5 hour travel distance. Time in a fucking car.
I'm so sorry. It's just like, oh my god, she really is having little tiny strokes.
I am, huh?
You're
Do
fine.
I need to go somewhere?
You're getting in your head about it. I'm just making fun of you. I'm just making fun of you. Yeah.
Okay. So fine. More than 300 calls were received from civilians and to dispatchers. Mm-hmm. Literally, I can't talk
because you're now really thinking about it.
Multiple police officers reported seeing the objects after being dispatched to investigate. Mm-hmm. Hundreds of reports of suspected UFOs were called in, not only to 911 dispatchers, but also to what's called the Mutual UFO Network, which is called MUFON, which sounds fake as fuck.
What would we call it?
Real.
MUFON,
and it's the Michigan chapter. Apparently, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. It's an all-volunteer nonprofit organization founded in 1969.
I would love to know the founders' names of all. Like, they're probably just like these, like they're like their own like kind of. Mm-hmm. What do they call them? Like, aliases? Probably just, like, these ridiculous names. Like, I'm from the...
I'm Jack Sparrow.
Yes, just like Jack Sparrow. I was, like, thinking, like, Zoltan or something like that. But
yeah, that's probably better.
Which I was, like, reading, or, like, I'm watching that new show, Friend of the Family. Have you... No. It's on Peacock. It's about, like, essentially... It's a true... based on a true story. It's, like... I can't remember what her name was right now, but... the documentary is on Netflix, and it's Abducted in Plain Sight. It's about that girl that got kidnapped fucking twice by the same motherfucker. Anyway, go watch it. But it's all like he brainwashed her, and this was like I think in the 70s. Yes, in the 70s, and it was like all about like he was like tricking her with just like the aliens came down and say, oh, it's the movie.
It's Scream in the background. Don't worry, guys.
It's a Halloween episode. He was like essentially like making it sound like these aliens were talking to her and was like, you have to like have a baby with a male companion. The girl is like 12, I believe.
Oh my god.
And it's really fucked up. So, and actually, I think one of the names was like Zoltan or something like that. Actually, that's from the Dude, Where's My Car? When they go Zoltan. Mm-hmm. Anyway, go on.
Zorg.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's from like Toy Story or something.
It is.
So yeah, MUFON, guys, that's real. It's an all-volunteer nonprofit organization from 1969. Bills itself as the world's oldest and largest civilian UFO investigation research organization. So
okay, I see you.
It's a bunch of people that aren't funded by the government that are like, we're gonna make our own fucking research, you assholes. So they do.
Yeah.
And people report to them, and they've done it since the 60s.
Okay.
So anyways, a spokeswoman for MUFON later told reporters that the network had been receiving an average of 10 to 15 calls per day during a period of 2 to 3 weeks, which included that activity on March 8th, which I didn't find any more about. Like, I went on MUFON, but you have to like, I think to like search the archives, you have to fucking pay for it.
Of course you do. They're not dumb.
Yeah, they're fucking Scientologists.
Them aliens still need that cheddar.
Yeah, they do. They gotta make that money. So anyways, objects were variously reported to be cylindrical or round, displaying a variety of different... You say cylindrical, bitch!
I'm just joking.
I'm just kidding.
You're just so much better at hooked off phonics than I am. So
displaying a variety of different colored lights.
Oh, that's nice.
There's even a whole YouTube of calls from people about the incident, like to dispatchers. This MUFON fucking whatever organization put together like all the calls that were received that night, and they like made it into a YouTube, and you can listen to it. It's pretty wild.
Interesting.
People like, so like every person calls in, they're like, so have you heard about anything about some bright lights in the sky? They're moving really fast, and all sorts of shit.
They're like, whatever, Margaret, go back to bed.
Yeah, they're like, okay, Margaret, where do you live? And then after he got like 60, some dispatcher decided to call like air traffic control. But anyways, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Jesus.
So here's a couple of notable eyewitness sightings.
Okay.
One by Cindy Pravda. She told the Detroit Free Press that she observed 4 lights in the sky that looked like full moons, and they were over the line of trees that were behind her horse pasture.
Oh.
She also said that at the time she was on the phone with a friend, and she said, I gotta go, there's UFOs in the backyard. And she believes that to be true to this day, which they were, lady, you're right.
She was right.
She said she watched them for a half an hour. She said, where I'm facing them, the one on the far left moved off. It moved to the highway and then came back in the same position, she recalled. The one to the right was gone in a blink of an eye, and then eventually everything disappeared quickly. Oh. She still lives in the same house and continues to talk about that night forever. I mean, I would. I'd be like, she said she's known as the UFO Lady of Grand Haven.
What a cool title.
I know,
Good
right?
Good for her.
Hell yeah.
I would wear that shit with pride.
I know. Some other people that were...
It's already funny.
It's funny because I can't think.
Oh, is that why it's funny?
Yeah, Daryl, because I'm trying to, yeah. So Daryl and Holly Graves, along with their son Joey, told reporters in 1994 that they personally witnessed lights in the sky over Holland at about 9:30 p.m. Joey, the little boy, said, I saw 6 lights out the window above the barn across the street. And I got up and went to the sofa and looked up in the sky. And then they were red and white and moving. They also were interviewed in one of the first newspaper articles that came out about it. And it was called, They Saw Something Strange. I thought that was kind of funny.
I think it's hilarious.
That was the headline.
They saw something strange.
And then
it wasn't a cow.
They were fucking mocked and...
Of course they were.
A lot of people at the time, too, I read, were like, didn't want to come out about shit because it was like a conspiracy or it was like whatever.
Right.
You have justice now. UFOs are real.
I love that you said it almost like in memoriam. Like, yes. It's okay, little Timmy. You can rest easy.
Little Joey?
Joey, I'm so sorry.
Joey was out about it the whole time, though, so.
Good for him.
Little Tracy and little... Abby weren't. Anyway.
It's very 90s. I love that.
This next one is a pretty big player in the story. He had a lot of reports. He was a meteorologist. He was working at the National Weather Service at the time. He was like by himself or
these
something
are
in the
not
office.
Weather balloons.
Yeah. So he was manning the Muskegon, whatever that town is in Michigan.
That's a town? Wow.
Yeah, the National Weather Service Muskegon office. He was solo that night when he spotted an object he's quoted as saying it was coasting at about 100 miles per hour on the radar. And then meanwhile, while he was like watching this, a county officer had called him to ask what he was seeing. Yeah. Because the officer had kept getting calls and whatever. Mm-hmm. So Bushong, Jack Bushong is his name. He watched the object and said it came to a sudden stop and began hovering. Then it shot up about 5,000 feet, then 10,000 feet. I was getting it just straight up, he said. At this point, the police officer was saying that he was seeing the same thing with the same object. They were like on the phone with each other. They were like seeing the same thing happen. And they're like, all right, I guess this is real. Then Jack Bushwang, his name Bushwang?
I like that.
Bushwang.
Watch
the object. Oh, I'm sorry. He sees a triangle of objects flying in a geometric pattern near the shoreline. Okay. The objects then multiplied in number, and then over the course of about 2 hours, Bushong watched a large cluster of stationary objects with others moving slowly between them. Meteorologists later called the Muskegon County Airport's FAA
the
Muskegon control tower to see if they had observed anything similar. Mm-hmm. And according to Bushong, the air traffic controller also claimed to have spotted 3 aircrafts without a transponder codes flying information in the distance.
Yeah. Okay.
Bushong says he saw He could see dozens and dozens of other objects along the way. The team did maneuvers like flying from 1,000 meters to 1,500 meters below to 15,000 meters in a matter of seconds. One of these objects was moving 20 miles in less than a second. This means they were traveling at around 115,000 kilometers an hour, which, little fun fact, that's like traveling from New York to LA in 2 minutes. Do
you think the aliens have like a little Earth radar to make sure they don't hit other planes? I've always just wondered that. You know what I mean?
I literally don't think they, they do. It's like built into their brains. Like, I think that it's just like...
I'm not negating the existence of UFOs, but I've always wondered that, like, because they always like move really zippy zappy all over the place.
I feel like they...
How do they not hit planes?
Like their technology probably like doesn't allow them to hit anything.
That actually makes sense.
Is what I would think, because they can move
I know they're real, by the way.
Whatever fucking direction. They can like disappear. They can like they can do like...
That is true.
You know, like they don't need to have like a fucking radar from our, you know, like our like little human brains, you know?
Like a sonar.
But like with our shit, with like things that are possible in our little, you know, bubble of whatever we're taught or shown or whatever.
That's true.
That's like unfathomable, but it's like they're from another fucking
planet.
Galaxy.
Yeah. They got all sorts of technology.
They're jumping like fucking light years.
That's true.
They're jumping like trillions of miles in like, you know?
Yeah.
They don't need no Earth radar, bitch.
You're right. I'm an idiot.
Now the aliens inhabit my concussed body.
It's fine.
They speak through
You're
me.
just a portal. It's fine.
I'm the portal.
You're a vessel.
Well, kinda.
Yeah. A little bit.
So, do I want to say this part? Oh, Bashong's equipment couldn't produce paper records, but he created a line drawings.
By the way, all of the names you're talking about could be aliens, just so you know.
Bashong.
Yeah.
Bashong.
Zing Zang and...
No one's name was Zing Zang
It's
yet.
pretty close. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Jack. Cindy. And Daryl. And Holly and Joey. Yeah, very, very otherworldly.
You don't know.
I can't talk. You're right. They probably have names like John.
You're right. They do. You don't
John.
know. Right?
Is that the cat?
It's the movie. Sorry.
Oh, that was a loud one.
We got paper thin wells in this house.
Okay, so
he was drawing a line.
So he created line drawings instead of or whatever, and you can actually like find those online. I didn't for you though. So anyways,
thank you for that.
So at the mark 2235 in his recording, he says,
"This is the Bible?" I'm just joking.
Yes, this is Mark 20. We should look that up. It's like aliens do exist.
Wouldn't that be fucking crazy though?
We gotta look up the Bible verse.
We'll look it up later.
I wish we had a recording of what I could see. You know, actually, there are some blips showing up on the computer part, and this is being recorded. So never mind. Yeah, I didn't want to say this part.
Okay, I can erase that.
Basically, he didn't think he was like able to see the recording or be able to play it back for anyone, but he found out that he could.
Oh, he had a concussion?
Yeah, he also had a concussion, and that's why I did this story, because I looked up concussed UFO sightings, and this popped up.
I'm going to call this episode Brie's Concussed UFO Story.
Perfect. So in a separate interview with News Channel 3 in Kalamazoo, Michigan, Bushong revealed additional information that he did not share with the press following the original event. He described how he had taken manual control of the radar system, using the antenna like a spotlight to track the movement of the objects. He reported that they had jumped upward by 5,000 or 10,000 feet at a time, causing him to scramble to regain a lock on them. They also blinked significant distances horizontally before he eventually lost track of the targets. And the relative size of radar returns indicated to him that the objects were significantly larger than any commercial aircraft.
You know, shit.
Like, they're like pinpoints, and he said they were the size of like a thumbtack.
What?
So he's like, I've never seen an aircraft this big on my radar, so I don't know what this is.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That would be like cause I guess at that time, like, what, that was, like, the biggest thing was, like, a 747?
Yeah.
So that's a big fucking...
Thumbtack.
Yes, thumbtack.
It was a Tic Tac.
It was a Tic Tac.
It was that Tic Tac UFO again.
Killed by a Tic Tac. Got it.
Shortly after the day of these sightings, meteorologist Jack Bashong stopped talking to the press and didn't speak of the March 8th events again for many years. He told friends and associates that he seriously feared that he would be fired.
That's fair.
For commenting on the incident, and he didn't want to lose his credibility.
I don't blame him.
He never did, thankfully. And he actually only retired from the National Weather Service a few years ago.
That's because he was fighting that good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting that good fight.
And now that the United States government has verified the physical reality of UFOs and is setting up new offices to investigate them, Bashong's attitude has changed toward talking about this incident.
I would imagine it would.
And he recently did an interview for, I believe, this Unsolved Mysteries episode in July of 2021. Or I guess in an interview he gave in July of 2021. I forgot that it was 2022. It's because fine. I'm concussed.
It's fine.
I was like, oh, that must have been the interview. He says he now feels vindicated after the skepticism and abuse he endured in the wake of the original event.
That's dramatic.
There was one man who didn't believe.
Who?
His name's Leo Grenier, and he was the director of the National Weather Service in Muskegon at the time. He said, I don't believe for a minute that was any kind of alien structure. I think there is a fairly strong earthly explanation for what occurred. He failed to offer any explanation as to what the earthly explanation might be. But at the time he told the local reporter that he had a pretty good idea of what it was, but refused to offer his opinion, saying that he might tell people after he retired from the National Weather Service. He didn't. He never said what he felt. Anyways, so Mr. Jack Bashong is doing more interviews, and he's also working on a scientific paper covering the 1994 events and other instances of meteorologists recording UAP-related data, which apparently is a big thing around the world. Oh, hi, pup.
Sorry, she was scratching at the door.
Oh, she was.
She's scratching at the door.
So this wasn't the only thing that happened in Michigan for UFOs.
Before the
I just wanted to talk about a couple other little weird things happened in Michigan. Okay?
Okay.
It's not the highest state ranking for the most UFO sightings, but it's at over like 3,000 or something.
Maybe that has something to do with their water.
Maybe. California has the most at like 10,000 something. But anyways, there was a mysterious phenomenon in 2016 on the Upper Peninsula. Mm-hmm. It was called the Paulding Light. And witnesses reported seeing a bright white light glowing deep inside the woods, changing size and shape before fading into the darkness. Many individuals believed it was just a car driving over the hill, but others believe it was much more supernatural and way too bright to be just headlights.
I believe that.
That same year, a photo of a furry creature in the Upper Peninsula surfaced, sparking conversation that a possible Bigfoot was on the loose.
Oh, a Bigfoot.
Same year, guys, 2016.
Cool.
At the time, the Upper Peninsula Bigfoot Sasquatch Research Organization, that's real, also reported a sighting near the community of South Branch in Ogama County. So that was probably one of the aliens that got dropped off.
Totally.
Your dog sounds like a little baby piggy. She's so cute. She's snorty.
So snorty.
Also earlier in the year, there was reports of a man seeing a long, skinny, rectangular-shaped object that was about the length of maybe 2 large passenger jets, outlined with hundreds of lights.
What? Jesus. Sounds intense.
It apparently had multicolor lights, mostly white with red, blue, and green hues. Some were flashing, and they were about 10 miles away.
Okay.
And then also...
Maybe they were impatient and their child was needing to come out from the school dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally was that.
That's probably what it was. And then I found a website that literally lists, like...
a shit ton of events.
all these things that happened in 2016.
Really? What happened? What's going on in 2016?
Yeah, it was all these things that happened in 2016. Quote unquote, twinkling flying star. Date, September 14th, 10 minutes. Fat disc shape, 3 lights. 1 light was red. I think the other 2 were green and white, went in different directions and hovered. These were like all like a things that people would type into the database
or just
or whatever.
PHAT?
No, fat. FAT, baby.
Super fat.
But yeah, so apparently 2016 was a weird year.
It was a good year.
It was a really weird year for Michigan too.
I'm trying to think of like what was going on like in the movies or something like that. Because sometimes that usually reflects, I feel like, up, searches and sightings and like whether it's Bigfoot or monsters or...
Maybe it was when Arrival came out.
Which one was Arrival? Oh, that's a good call. See? There's a lot of those movies were like around like it was...
Did Arrival come out? Arrival was 2016! But November.
Okay, but still.
So they were like, all right, we're going to get this movie out.
When did that other Christopher Nolan movie, Interstellar. Interstellar.
That was like 2018. When did Interstellar come out? Interstellar was released on 2014?
Yeah, because it was right after Batman. Stop sniffing.
Oh my God.
So like, but and those were like those kind of those weird kind of open-ended, not just like not like Independence Day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it was like more about like this kind of just this ominous whatever. So just look up at the stars. You never know what you see.
And then people were like,
I don't know. I kind of think that there's some
correlation. Okay. All right, you little fact checker. Just kidding.
Just taking your job, Austin. Don't worry about it.
But just remember what history.com says next time you think you're seeing a UFO, okay?
Okay.
That the unaided eye plays tricks is well known. A bright light, such as the planet Venus, often appears to move. Astronomical objects can also be disconcerting to drivers as they seem to follow the car. Visual impressions of distance and speed of UFOs are also highly unreliable because they are based on an assumed size and are often made against a blank sky with no background object to set a maximum distance. Reflections from windows and eyeglasses produce superimposed views, and complex optical systems such as camera lenses can turn point sources of light into apparently saucer-shaped phenomena. Such optical illusions and physiological desire to interpret images are known to account for many visual UFO reports, and at least some sightings are known to be hoaxes. Radar sightings, while in certain respects more reliable, fail to discriminate between artificial objects and meteor trails, ionized gas, rain, and thermal discontinuities.
I like this
in the atmosphere.
1950s scientist voice. I'm really into it.
That's what I assume.
Like the character you've developed and
for him.
Presented.
Well,
it's a good time.
So you're probably bunch of.
Do you know what?
Full of a bunch of shit.
Fuck that guy, because like I distinctly know when I'm looking at a goddamn fucking star and something that's moving up and down all around.
Exactly.
Like, so like when we went on that wonderful journey that I would love to do that with you again with mushrooms.
Yes.
And we went out because like you have probably like at least people that I know have probably the least amount of light pollution out there. And like, yes, you can see like, okay. And I was high, but I knew it wasn't a fucking UFO. It was like when you could see like the little satellites moving.
Yeah.
But
there's a difference.
You know there's a difference.
There's a difference. Which is when you see something jump thousands of feet across the sky, that's not like, oh, that was just a star.
Right. It was very different. Like it was just a very same pattern, but like anyway.
Yep. That's my story.
It's a great story. I was into that.
Was it? Did it make any sense?
It made a lot of sense. It was very linear.
Holy shit. My brain.
It's like you weren't even concussed.
Wasn't it? We're
going to the hospital.
We'll be right back. I have to go get my head checked out.
Okay. The White House farm murders.
What?
Didn't think I was going to get that reaction out of you, but
no.
I'm into that.
The White House farm
murders. The White House farm murders. This actually took place in
the
London.
White House?
No. You can, if you want to push that up, the little thing on the side, on the right side, you can tighten it and it should stick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can just tell you're trying to and it wasn't working. Look at that. Got that posture. Look at your posture now.
Is it?
It's so nice.
I need to work on it, Lord knows.
I know I need to give you one of those like back things that pulls your back forward. Yeah.
I know. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I look like a shrimp punched over.
No, this actually took place in England. Nowhere near the White House. What? Oh, so the way so
by the Queen's house?
No, right by the Queen's house. There's actually a lot of towns that I'm gonna butcher, not because I'm having a concussed episode, but just because I can't read good, so it's fine.
I only have that excuse.
Yeah, well, I don't have that excuse, and I just can't. I can't see it.
Come here. Come look at my little mark. Do you see it? Is it in there? It's maybe red. Not... Is it red?
It's not red. It might be a giant bump.
It just hurts.
It just hurts, yeah.
It was red this morning.
I'm sweet a little baby. It's fine, I get that. Especially if you're bleeding everywhere, I'd be like, I'm gonna die.
I wasn't bleeding everywhere. There's a little blood.
If there's a little blood, I would be
my head's never bled before.
I got brain matter on my napkin.
My brain's falling out.
I found out, like, my aunt, she, not this one, the one, like, it was one of my grandfathers that passed away's daughters, found out that she, like, busted her skull open when she was, like, 7 or something like that. I think that her and her youngest daughter or youngest sister are 7 years apart, because she busted her head open. I guess her friend was like, hey, we're gonna, like, play golfing or whatever. He swung backwards and it clocked her in the fucking head.
Oh my God.
It split open her skull, and she was like, you know, she was like, it hurt. I think she said she was 7. And then she's like, it didn't, like, she's like, it hurt, but like I was still walking around. And then my dad was like, we're going to the hospital. And then he, like, apparently, like, and she has a metal plate in her head, and like she had a fucking helmet because like she essentially, like, because it was in the 60s. So, like, it was essentially like this little flap of skin with exposed brain or whatever, because they had to, because it was like parts of her skull got flung out.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's
and she was fine. So, like, you're going to be fine. And she's like, yeah, she, like, went to cardiac arrest and everything, like, when they took her to the emergency room, but she obviously survived. And then,
oh my God.
Yeah, she had like this helmet that she had to wear for, like, all summer. Because, like, again, like that little flap of skin.
Neck gear.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, the reason why I picked this one was because I was like, all right, I want to do crime. And I don't know, sometimes I think a little bit too much into it. I'm like, what happened in 1985, the year I was born? And this was one of the major ones. So that's how I came across it. So apparently there's like a show on HBO about it, which I did not have time to watch. But I listened to a couple other podcasts about it. Which one of the gals, I can't remember which podcast it was, but they were pretty funny.
Were they as funny as us?
No.
Of course not. Duh.
They're not drinking and a bunch of drunks. They were like moms and shit. But they're pretty funny.
That's good.
I'm sorry that I can't plug them because like I don't fucking remember what the...
You are concussed.
Yeah, I'm totally just concussed every single day in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeremy Paul Marsham was born in London.
Martian?
It would be Marsham. I'm going to just say Marsham. Yeah.
Marsham.
Not a Martian, but that would be kind of funny.
That would be. I was like, whoa.
He's my favorite Martian.
Perfect.
So he was born in London. He was the product of an affair between Juliet Dorothy Wheeler. You don't really have to remember these names. She was a vicar's daughter. I just thought this whole description about it was fucking hilarious. It was so dramatic because essentially they gave him up for adoption. So it was just like a vicar's daughter. And a British Army sergeant major named Leslie Bryan Marsham. The pair gave the child up for adoption, and he was when he was still a baby. And the Bambers adopted him by the time he was 6 months old. I just thought the fact it was a vicar's daughter, like it was scandalous.
What does that even mean?
It's like a vicar. I don't know what a vicar does. Vicar? Isn't that like a...
What is a vicar?
Here's what I found.
A representative, deputy, or substitute. Anyone acting in the person of or agent or for a superior.
Okay, I don't know. Vicar. Oh, so like a, I don't know, just like a right-hand man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
A vicar to a priest.
A vicar to a priest. Oh, yeah, because it was like a whole thing, right? Like on Smartless where they were talking about like, and when Ricky Gervais was on there, he's like, you don't know what a fucking whatever this is? And they were like, no, we're Americans. Oh, yeah. And he just thought it was so funny that nobody knew what the fuck he was talking about. Anyway.
That's a good one, too.
It's a great one. Guys, if you haven't listened to Smartless, besides listening to this, I mean, listen to this first. But, like, it's fucking hilarious. And all their guests are great.
Funny.
They just got they have a great rapport with each other. So anyway, so the Bambers were like many other adopted families, although they were wealthy. But they could not have children of their own. And they had adopted a daughter they named Sheila, nicknamed Bambi for whatever reason. 4 years before, maybe she has big eyes, I don't know. 4 years
Bammers Bambi.
Bammers Bambi. That just sounds like, I don't know, like a porn name, which I'll get to that.
Oh, Bambi.
Bambi's getting all the studs, getting all the, what are they called?
Spread an eagle.
Fluffing? No, what's a
she was a fluffer?
Getting all the young bucks.
Oh,
getting all the bucks.
deer.
She was not a fluffer.
Things. Okay, got it.
She was just a good old fashioned one. Okay. So they adopted Bambi 4 years before adopting Jeremy. June, this is the wife of the Bambers. This is the matriarch. She was very active within the church and was appointed church warden later in her life. However, she had depression and had been admitted to a psychiatric hospital in the 1950s, including 1958 after Sheila's adoption, where she was given electroshock therapy at least 6 times.
Oh, the fucking
gotta get the demons out.
Technique.
Gotta get the demons out.
The only way.
My aunt,
Science.
my great aunt, she actually had that done to her. She had electroshock. Now, she had very tragic circumstances surrounding all of that. Like, she lost 2 children. One child was unfortunately run over by her husband when she was, I think, like 2. He was drunk and they were going out to get a beer run. I mean, he doesn't drink anymore.
Shit.
And then the other child was killed in a hunting accident. Also, when he was drinking, I don't think he was the one that shot him, but I think it was the other relative that he was shot. So he doesn't drink anymore. But anyway, she went obviously into this horrible depression, and she was sent and had electroshock therapy. And according to my grandmother, her sister, she was just not, she was okay, but she just wasn't the same. But how can you be the same after losing 2 children like that tragically? Fuck.
And then they just shock you to fix it. Mm-hmm. This'll work.
It'll buff out. Don't worry. Stop being sad.
Oh my God.
So in 1982, she was also treated by Hugh Ferguson, a psychiatrist who actually would later see Sheila. So just foreshadowing that. And apparently she would become more religious after every psychotic break. Neville, who was the patriarch, is described as... Neville. He is described as the perfect gentleman with a lighthearted character who enjoyed socializing. And as he also was a successful farmer. And he also worked locally as the justice of the peace. So he was a tall guy and a well-built man at 6'4", and in good physical health. So just remember that. Okay. So just a tall, he's not a sickly dude. Okay, so
all right, there's a porno. There's a healthy tall man.
It's a whole fucking thing.
Bambi.
Okay, so now on to the farmhouse. It was a property in London, 300 acres of land, and a caravan site, which was a camping site. I didn't know what the fuck that meant, so I had to look that up. So the couple gave the children a good home, a private education, the whole classic, they had it all. What could go wrong? Jeremy and Sheila both went to school at Malden Court. Sheila was a gifted writer with a skill of short stories. She went to a school in Eastbourne called Moira House. Moira! But she was expelled from the school, but it is not known why. But maybe we can...
Did she kill someone?
No, she didn't kill anybody.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Nobody knows why. Then Sheila attended boarding school in Norwich and loved it, and she made more friends and settled into all the school had to offer, including the many activities after lessons. And then after going to finishing school in London, she then went on to work in various hairdressing salons. But Sheila always wanted to become a model and accordingly started a career in fashion.
Ooh.
And then soon she had met Colin, just this guy named Colin, and she became pregnant. And Neville and June,
as you do with those Collins.
Oh, the Collins, they got you. Randy. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Let's move on. Neville and June purchased an apartment for Sheila and Colin, but just to take care of them because she was like, what the fuck is she going to do? But Sheila miscarried and returned to work after her, just to keep working at her modeling career. But before long, she was pregnant again with her soon-to-be twins.
Ooh.
But unfortunately,
Sheila!
but unfortunately, the what's it called? The relationship didn't last, and her and Colin split up before the birth of the boys in 1979. And the first signs of Sheila's mental illness, schizophrenia, developed during this troubled time. So, not great for old Bambi girl.
Oh no, Sheila.
Yeah. So after the split, Neville bought Sheila a flat in Morshed Manson's Meadaville. I don't even know where the fuck this is, but and Colin helped to raise the children from his home in nearby Kilburn. In 1982, she became friendly with a group of young women who later told a coven, if you will, who later told reporters that she was desperately insecure, often complaining about her poor relationship with her adoptive mother. The group partook in a lot of partying and drugs, particularly cocaine.
Oh, hell yeah.
And fraternizations with older men. So
fraternizing?
Sheila's brief modeling career ended after the birth of the boys, and she lived on welfare or took low-paying jobs. There were also cleaning jobs and one episode of nude photography. So,
oh, yeah, porno Bambi. Mm-hmm. There she goes.
There she goes. She's just strutting her little Bambi legs. There
she goes.
Kind of, yeah, I'm sure. It's
there she goes again.
Taking off her clothes. Okay.
Posing for nudes.
So, let's see. So, Sheila's mental health continued to decline, with episodes of banging her head against walls. In 1983, her family...
Wait, that's a sign of mental illness.
Is it? Oh, yeah. You probably should go get checked out.
Well, maybe that's why I'm so concussed.
Completely. So, in 1983, her family doctor referred her to Hugh Ferguson, the psychiatrist who had treated June. Ferguson had said Sheila was in an agitated state, paranoid and psychotic. She was admitted to St. Andrew's Hospital, a private psychiatric facility, where Ferguson diagnosed her with schizoaffective disorder. After Sheila was, which I've never heard of that before, after Sheila was discharged in September of 1983, he continued seeing her as an outpatient and concluded that that his first diagnosis had been mistaken. Ferguson now believed that she had schizophrenia and began treating her with just like two different it's called like trefoparazine, an antipsychotic drug. I'm mispronouncing that, but anyway, it's probably a very strong, probably very sedative drug. Ferguson also wrote that Sheila believed the devil had given her the power to project evil onto others, and that she could make her sons have sex and cause violence with her. Her sons are little, just so everybody knows. She called them the devil's children. The phrase June had used of Sheila, apparently, because June was a little cuckoo, and said that she believed she was capable of murdering them or getting them to kill others. Sheila was readmitted to St. Andrews in March of 1985.
We're gonna take you back.
Yeah. Why don't you get away from your kids and from the public? How about that?
Oh my god.
So that happened in March of 1985, after a psychotic episode in which she...
Is this that like show like Mothers Knows Best, or what is the show that's on Netflix right now?
What's that one?
It's not a show. It's like I think it's a doc, and it's like the mom's. It's like it's something about a mom. I don't know. Forget it.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but that's a different story because I know all of them. Okay. Because I'm a psychopath.
Got it.
I think I know which one you're talking about, or it's like mommy I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's something like that. let's see.
Anyway.
Yeah, so yeah, she was admitted again because she had a psychotic episode in which she believed herself to be in direct communication with God, as one does, and that certain people, including her current boyfriend, Jeremy, were trying to hurt or kill her. She was discharged 4 weeks later, because it's fine, and as an outpatient, received a monthly injection of hyperonidol, I can't say that, it's a tongue twister, an antipsychotic drug that has a sedative effect. From that point, the twins lived all or most of the time with Colin in Kilburn, obviously.
Hope so.
What probably factored into Sheila and June's strained relationship was June being intensely religious and tried to force her children and her future her grandchildren to adopt the same ideas. She had a poor relationship with Sheila, and June's relationship with Jeremy was so troubled that he had apparently stopped speaking to her. Sheila's ex-husband was concerned about the effect June was having on her son, on his sons. She made them kneel and pray with her, which upset him and the boys. So clearly there was just some contention there, just all around. So we're going to move on to Jeremy. So after going to prep school with his sister, he went to boarding school in Holt, Norfolk, where he joined the cadet force. Jeremy was apparently unhappy because of like all the bullying that was happening at school and other factors. After he was done with school, Neville paid for him to visit Australia. But there's also like some conflicting stories that say like Neville also sent him off to just like make him like become a man and like figure out his shit. Where he took a scuba diving course before traveling to New Zealand. Former friends alleged that Jeremy had broken into a jewelry shop while in New Zealand and had stolen an expensive watch. He had also boasted, they said, of being involved in smuggling heroin. All Jeremy returned to England in 1982 to work on his adopted parents' farm for like, I guess, £170 a week. I did not do the, what's the word?
The translation.
Not the translation. The what's the word?
The currency.
Yeah, I didn't do the exchange rate.
Exchange.
Yeah, which he hated. He fucking hated the farm. He hated it, and he set up. But his dad set him up in a cottage, at Nine Head Gold Hanger, and it was like 3 to 3.5 miles, from the White House farm. It was 5 minutes by car and at least 15 minutes by bicycle. So Neville also gave him a car to use, and 8% of a family company at the campsites or whatever. He just got stock in it. But he wasn't allowed to help run the campsite because his dad said he had no business sense. So both of these parents were just like, fuck both of you. You're worthless pieces of shit. But again, maybe Sheila wasn't and she just had a fucking mental disorder. And maybe Jeremy actually was, but who knows. Anyway, there was just a lot of contention.
They were just confused.
Yeah. So, but that was the only thing his dad looked down on him for. Jeremy had sexual relationships with both men and women in his youth, which they disproved of being a strictly religious household. There were some accounts that he had also just didn't want to work. He wanted to party and have a gay old time, both literally and figuratively. But his father's will would cut him off unless he stayed a farmer. He wanted the life of like a playboy, and he was determined to live it at any cost. He was he also despised his stepmother, June, for preaching religion at him, and he had never forgiven both parents for sending him away to public school because he was bullied. And apparently 1 week before the murders, Jeremy reportedly trashed and robbed the family business, the camping site.
Oh.
Okay.
As you do.
So again, both siblings have some contention. Yes?
They got some shit.
Yeah. The crime. So, on August 7th of 1985, at 3:26 in the morning, Jeremy rang the police to report that his father had just phoned frantically to say Sheila has gone berserk with a semi-automatic rifle.
Oh, God.
But he didn't call the police.
Of course not.
Yeah. So, when the police broke into the farmhouse, they found several bodies and a scene of near carnage. Neville's body, bludgeoned and shot, lay downstairs in a pool of blood. It appeared that he had been shot upstairs, but had been beaten as he struggled to get to the kitchen to summon help. June, unfortunately, she had like a bullet-ridden body, bullet-riddled body, and that was in the bedroom. And Sheila's twins had each been shot several times in the head while they slept.
Oh.
One of them was still sucking his thumb. Like, just fucked up shit. Sheila, who was also in the bedroom.
He went peacefully.
Yeah. The best thing out of that was, like, those twins just probably didn't feel a fucking thing. Those babies. Sheila.
Woke up in paradise.
Yeah, no shit. Sheila, Yikes. Who was also in a bedroom, had been shot in the throat and was clutching a .22 rifle and a Bible. While waiting outside, the police questioned Jeremy, who just seemed calm. According to the Court of Appeal, Jeremy told them about the phone call from his father, and that it sounded as though somebody had cut off the call. He said his dad did not get along with his sister, so he's automatically blaming the sister. When asked whether she might have gone berserk with a gun, the police said he replied, "I don't really know. She's a nutter. She's been having treatment." So the police asked why Neville would have called Jeremy and not the police. Jeremy replied that his father was the sort of person who might want to keep things within the family. He said that Jeremy had called the police station rather than 999, which I guess is their 911, because he did not think it would affect how long the police would take to respond. So all of it's kind of sounding fishy, right?
Yeah, Jeremy.
Like, if you have a daughter that's going berserk with a gun, would you really give a shit if it was kept in the family? Like, I just want to protect my wife at least and my grandchildren. But sure, I'm sure that he wanted to keep that in the family. He could get out of control.
I mean, there's mental illness there.
Yeah, no shit.
Even though they're adopted.
Yeah, clearly. So Jeremy told the police that Sheila was familiar with guns and that they had gone target shooting together. He said he had been at the farmhouse himself a few hours before all the murders happened, and that he had loaded the rifle because he thought he had heard rabbits outside. Jeremy had left the rifle on the kitchen table fully loaded with a box of ammunition nearby.
For the rabbits.
For the rabbits. Just to show, like, if they were to test the gun too, if that's where the fingerprints. So he's already, like, laying these little breadcrumbs. At least that's how I see it while I'm reading it.
Okay, you're
right?
Literally just lining it right up, buddy.
Right. And so Jeremy had left
The rabbits.
The rabbits. And you're just going to leave a loaded gun when you say that she's a fucking nutter. Why would you do that? But okay, sure, man. A doctor who was called to the house testified the deaths could have occurred at any time during the night. He said Jeremy appeared to be in a state of shock. He broke down, cried, and seemed to vomit. The doctor said Jeremy told him about the discussion the family had about possibly placing Sheila's sons in foster care. So with Sheila's long documented history of mental illness and allegedly having her children taken away from her, it seemed clear to the police that she had shot her parents, children, and then finally herself. They were so convinced. Jeremy convinced them so well that his sister did the crime that they even agreed to burn the carpets and bedding in the house at Jeremy's request. Even worse.
For what, sir?
Yeah, because they were just like, it was painful for him to see all the blood. And they were so convinced, like he convinced them, which that shoddy story.
These motherfuckers that convince people, y'all need to fucking get with it.
Yeah, so even worse, the detective
fucking
chief.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Exactly.
Fucking
white
idiots.
boys. Even worse, Detective Chief Inspector Thomas Jones, deputy head of the CID, was so sure Sheila had killed her family that he ordered Jeremy's cousins out of his office when they asked him to consider whether Jeremy had set the whole fucking thing up. He's like, get the fuck out of my office. So even his family was like, don't trust this motherfucker. He's a psychopath.
Oh my god.
The shitty investigation. So the murder scene was not secured, not even a little bit, and searched thoroughly. The evidence was not recorded or preserved. Within a couple of days, again, per Jeremy's request, the police had burned the bloodstained bedding and carpets the scenes of the crime. Officer moved the murder weapon without wearing gloves. The Bible that was found by Sheila wasn't even examined, and it was not examined for fingerprints until weeks later.
Thank God it is not the fucking 80s anymore.
No shit.
Or the early fucking 90s.
Correct.
I mean, I hope this kind of shit doesn't happen still.
I hope not. You hope not,
in terms of fucking blatant just disregard for everything on the fucking investigators' parts.
100%. So 3 days after the killings, Jeremy and the extended family were given back the keys to the house. They're like, here you go. We're all done. It's totally a suicide and murder-suicide. So
wasn't she shot? I mean, I guess you can shoot yourself in the throat.
You can.
But wasn't she shot in the throat?
She was shot in the throat, so they're saying, like, she just did that, but it still didn't make any fucking sense because, so there was a silencer. Now, the police didn't find it. One of Jeremy's cousins found it on the 10th of August with what appeared to be flecks of red paint and blood, and it took another of the cousins' home. Oh, and they took it to another of the cousins' homes. It took the police a further 3 days to collect it, to come get it, after they were told about it. A few days after that, the cousins found a scratch on the red mantelpiece the prosecution said was caused by the silencer during a struggle for the gun. That accounted for the fleck of the red paint. So how would, if she killed herself, and if the silencer was really used, how would it be, number one, why would she use a silencer? Why the fuck would she care? And number two, why would the silencer be in a cupboard?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So, however, Jeremy's behavior did finally get the police's attention. At the funeral 9 days later, Jeremy let his vanity betray him by admitting that his only worry was that the cameras should catch his best profile. He put on a cheerful performance at the gravesite, but afterwards he went on to meal with his friends to celebrate, not thinking twice about how this would appear. This compounded with his girlfriend's statement got him arrested. So, his girlfriend, Julie Mumford.
Nice, Julie.
Yeah. Well, I think so. This one was a little tough, which you'll see why. But yeah. So her statement was to the police a month after the murders. They had started dating in 1983 when she was 19 years old, and she was still studying at the college that they were at when the killings occurred. Oh, she was still studying at the college that they were at when the killings occurred. So she admitted in 1985 she had helped Jeremy steal just under like 1,000 pounds from the office of the campsite or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she said he had she said he had like staged like or managed like the break-in to make it seem like strangers had done it. The admission added both to the picture of her own dishonesty and to Jeremy's. Because she was like, before, like, she claimed, like, none of this happened or whatever, like, because she was like, so I guess I should just let the cat out of the bag. Her and Jeremy broke up. And so, like, before, all the way up to this month, she was standing by him and, like, essentially lying about, like, all the things. So, like, it also kind of makes her not be the best witness, obviously, because this is just a scorned lover kind of thing. So I will give the defense that for sure. So she was supportive. She was very supportive of Jeremy after the murders. Newspaper photographs of the funeral show him weeping and hanging onto her arm. On the day after the killing, she told police that she had received a telephone call from him at about 3:30 on August 7th, during which he sounded worried and said, "There's something wrong at home." She said,
I killed my whole family.
She said she had been tired and had not asked what it was. Her position toward Jeremy changed on September 3rd when an old girlfriend phoned him and he asked her out in front of her. Like, didn't give a shit because he's a fucking psychopath.
What a really nice...
He's a nice man.
Honest boy.
But I guess if you allegedly committed murder, like, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
They had a fight. She threw something at him, slapped him, and he twisted her arm up her back. 4 days later, she went to the police and changed her statement about, like, not knowing anything and blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
So her second statement in police, she said he had talked, like, disparagingly about his old father, his mad mother, his sister who he said had nothing to live for, and the twins who he said were disturbed. Jeremy denied this, saying she was making the allegations only because he jilted her. Her mother also said Jeremy had told her he hated his adopted mother and described her as mad. A friend of hers also testified that Jeremy had said around February 1985 that his parents kept him short of money. His mother was a religious freak, and I fucking, quoted him saying, I fucking hate my parents. You know, that old chestnut.
The old chestnut.
The old chestnut. A farm worker testified that he seemed not to get on with Sheila and had once said, "I'm not going to share my money with my sister." So this is all changed from her statement where she was like, "Oh, no, he phoned me at 3:30 and said, there's something wrong with the house." And I was like,
and I was tired.
And I was super tired. And I was like, I'm going to go to bed. Fuck off. So it does sound a little shady. I get, she's not the most credible person to be talking to.
But I feel like it seems more credible than the most recent.
Oh, 100%.
Finding.
100%. Okay. So, anyway. Oh, wait. So, should be noted that he was set to inherit their estate, which included his parents' leasehold farm, other prime land. I have a frog in my throat.
Get it out.
Get it out. Ribbit. Okay. The contents of the main house, which he had reinsured, and a half a share in the holiday home camping site. The total of the estate was estimated to be £436,000, which would be close to $1.3 million today. So it was a good chunk of change. Yeah. So anyway, police arrest him, and since they pretty much lit all the evidence on fire, literally, they had pretty much.
So they did that without even checking anything? They actually went through with the burning
he was like, "I'm sad," and they're like, "Don't worry, buddy. We're gonna light this all up on fire for you, so you don't have to have these demons anymore."
Suck his dick too, Jesus 100%. Christ.
So, and then they also cremated. I think they cremated the all the adults' bodies, but the twins were buried. So they couldn't exhume them and relook at anything. I mean, and then the whole house was trampled through. They were picking up the fucking murder weapon with ungloved hands, for Christ's sakes. So
you guys want to pass this around?
Yeah, show and tell. So nothing could be so all they could do was get a solid clad circumstantial case as they could, and that's what they did. So the trial started on October 14th of 1986. According to the prosecutors, his actions after the murders were indicative of his truly devious nature. He had his mother's beloved dog put down just because.
You just couldn't stop, could you, sir?
No, just couldn't stop.
You just couldn't fucking stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Why? Why the dog? Why do you have a fucking... You know
Whatever.
Why? Because he couldn't look that fucking dog in the eye. Because he knew what he did to his mom.
Because that dog probably growled at him.
And that dog fucking knew.
Yeah.
That dog fucking knew.
That dog was going to kill him.
The dog should have. He sold anything that had any remote value in the home and even tried to sell a topless photo of his sister to a tabloid newspaper. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Even if he was innocent, he's a piece of shit. Period.
But he wasn't.
Yeah. So, I don't know what is wrong with me. There are.
You want to give me a couple bucks for this?
Yeah, 100%. I need a little bit. Would you like to have your tallywhacker whacked? For £3. Here you go.
Oh my god. To a tabloid?
Because he's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit.
Okay, but I'm thinking
your dead sister.
She died, and the tabloid wants a fucking nudie of her?
Yeah. Because this is the 80s. This is the 80s.
People are weirder now.
Sex,
I'm sure.
And blood sells. And in the 80s, there was no, I'm sure there was barely any censorship then. So
no, yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, so there were two explanations for the killings. The first was the prosecution's case that he entered the Essex farmhouse owned by the mother and the father at night and shot the 5 members of his family with a illegally held rifle. I don't know what that means. I don't know why I wrote it that way. Or copy and pasted. Let's be real. Sheila's blood was in the silencer of the murder weapon, proving that she could not have shot herself. Then he put it in the cupboard downstairs. Okay, and remember the detail about Neville putting up a struggle? And the fact that he was a tall, well-built guy?
Yeah.
Jeremy's defense suggested that Sheila, a slim woman of 28, had been able to beat and subdue her father, something like that the prosecution was like, no, the fuck she didn't. No, the fuck she didn't. A crazed lunatic, no, she didn't. I think she weighed 98 pounds. She was fucking small. Yeah, there's no way.
No.
So the second explanation, obviously put forward by the defense, was that Sheila, who had a history of psychotic illness, had shot the 4 members of the family with the rifle and then committed suicide, and then floated the fucking silencer to the whatever. The silencer becomes a big fucking thing. So despite
that was there.
Despite mounting evidence, Jeremy remained confident that he would leave the court a free man. However, the jury at the court delivered a guilty verdict. Apparently, there it was 10-2, so it's a majority in Britain, which I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So
is
majority.
Is it everyone?
I think
here?
so. Yeah. No, here everyone here. It has to be
unanimous.
It has to be unanimous. Mm-hmm.
That's
stupid. That's why we have a hung jury sometimes. If you have one person that was like, I don't know, dude, it doesn't seem right to me, it's hung jury. So, but in Britain, it's majority.
It should be that way.
It should be 100%. You can't have one fucking wackadoo that's just
or one person that's literally their own mental things going on that they're I can't fucking decide this for someone.
Right, 100%. So
I read that happened in the Kristen Smart trial, that one person, one of the jurors, couldn't take, having to decide, so they, left. And
then
they
you have to, yeah, it's right? You have to, then, oops, I didn't spill that all on myself. That's fine. We're almost done. I'm not going nowhere.
Some toilet paper?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you, though.
A back scratch?
A back scratch? We have it all. Shay's Emporium.
We have everything.
We have everything.
Absolutely everything.
Okay. So Jeremy was handed 5 life sentences with the recommendation that he stay in prison for at least 25 years without parole. He's still there, don't worry. In July of 2001, a team of police officers were given 4 months to complete fresh inquiries into the case. It was referred back to the Court of Appeal by the Criminal Cases Review Commission, which investigates possible miscarriages of justice. So that was all happening. And then in 2002, he angered his relatives when he offered, I guess, £1 million as a reward for any information that would help, overturn his conviction. So he's just no, he's a fucking psychopath.
Dude, you're not getting out of this.
Right. So in December 2002, he lost his appeal against his conviction, and also lost a high court case regarding a claim of the £1.27 million for his grandmother's will that he thought he was entitled to. So he's still trying to get money.
Still?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Still a piece of shit.
I'm the only one left.
It's fine. In 2004, he was attacked by a fellow prisoner with a knife while talking on the phone and needed 20 stitches.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love those fights. Jail
right?
Stories.
The fucking, kind of like Dahmer a little bit.
Yeah, that dude fucking killed the fuck out of him.
How ironic was that? Just he got killed by the thing that he did, his fucking first killing. I loved it.
Wait, did the guy eat him?
What?
Wait, what did the guy...
So
killed Dahmer,
So he killed him with, some, what is it? A barbell.
Oh.
And that's allegedly what he killed his first victim with, was a barbell. He hit the shit out of him. So,
Karma is just
karma's
real.
A bitch. It was awesome. I was good for him. That's how he should have gone out.
No, she's fair.
Yeah, she is fair. But I also think that she
checks and
karma,
balances.
I think a lot of people think it was just too quick of a death for him, because apparently he got because I'm a sicko, and I watched, like, there was a documentary that just came out after the Dahmer series did, and it was like apparently like he got hit once and that was it. Like, he was gone, and people like were like, that was too good for him.
Yeah.
Which I get that, I understand that, but it's just like, he's gone. He's not here anymore, so it's all good.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Just this year, actually a few days ago, his legal team has claimed that they have new evidence that proves his innocence. Yeah. Essex police have said, in the years that followed the killings, this case has been the subject of several appeals and reviews by the Court of Appeal and the Criminal Cases Review Commission. All of these processes have never found anything other than Jeremy is the person responsible for killing his adoptive parents, Neville and June's sister, Sheila, and her 2 sons, Nicholas and Daniel. So they're like, fuck off. Like, this is what it is.
Proven.
Fool me once.
Yeah.
He still maintains his innocence, and there's apparently an actual decent number of supporters that believe he is innocent. I mean, I think he did it. So apparently here it is. I just don't believe the prosecutor proved that he did. Like, I believe that he did it, but I don't think, and that's why I think people are so on the fence, because I agree that the prosecution, if you like look at the trial, is very in depth. You can like go read about it. There's like, I think several podcasts like go into a deep dive with it, but I think that they were just trying to right a wrong, essentially. But I don't think that they had the evidence to prove without a shadow of a doubt, because they've lit it on fucking fire. That was their best case, because it's really, really hard to like get a conviction with a strong circumstantial case.
Yeah, like Kristen Smart's.
Right. Like that, exactly. That's exactly the same thing. But you probably know that he's guilty, but unfortunately, that's not how the law works. So for this guy, I think he kind of knows that. Like, they can't prove without a shadow of a doubt that he fucking did it. But he's also not completely innocent, like, not guilty. So, you know what I mean? But so, like, I agree with people on that, but do I think that he did it? Fucking absolutely. I think he fucking did it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear that he did it. Yeah. Apparently, and again, I guess that helps when you burn the evidence, but whatever. And according to the claims, burns on the father's back, there was like this is part of like what they're trying to claim proves his innocence. There was burns on the dad's back, and they were not caused by the hot part of a rifle, as the jury was told in 1986, but by a hot kitchen AGA cooker, which I guess is like one of those wood burning stoves or whatever, like those really old fashioned ones. Which again, it sounds like it's not proving his innocence, but it's rather just saying that the jury was given wrong info. So again, it's just like they're trying to say like what other wrong info was given. So it's just trying to throw the case out to just get, just being like, you can't really, if it's just,
can you trust it?
Can you trust it? Like, that's all it is. But it's not really saying like he was fucking innocent. They're just trying to get it thrown out on a technicality. That's all it fucking is. So
the glove does not fit.
Pretty much. So, and we all know he fucking did it. Right. So, I mean, it's a really shitty thing. But there are some people out there that are like, no, he didn't fucking do it. He's fucking innocent and everything else. I'm like, I don't think so. I think he fucking
Well, people think Ted Bundy was innocent. So they can fucking live in their own little world all they want.
Yeah.
And never be on a jury.
And with the silencer, it was like a weird thing that they're saying like, well, the blood, when they kind of like look back at it, well, like there was like a mixed thing of blood, and like was it really like red paint? Like it was like a whole case surrounding the silencer, but I still don't think, because you can't, again, I just don't think that he was, I think the trial was really, really fucked up. I don't think, again, the prosecutor proved that he fucking did it, but I also don't think that he's innocent. Yeah. But again, technically you're not supposed to like, trial by, what is it? Trial by, not trial by jury, but trial by your, like you're already guilty. Like, it's like a media trial, essentially. And you're already guilty before you even, like, walk into court. But he didn't do it. But he didn't, like, fucking make a good case for himself. But again, it doesn't make him guilty. But I think he fucking did it.
He did.
But what do I know?
He was a skis ball.
He's a skis ball. Who fucking sells
or
pictures?
Maybe, I bet he, like, maybe he didn't completely do it. And he, like, secretly, like, him and the sister were going to do stuff to the whole family, but then he ended up killing her.
Right. There's also
Joker style.
There also was this whole thing
Who
like
knows?
where it was like they hired somebody. Like that was a whole other story. Like again, the story is very, very long. I had to like kind of really scale it down, but like there also was a thing that the girlfriend said like they hired people and like it was really those two that did it. But no matter what, whether he pulled the trigger or he didn't,
it was his.
I think that he orchestrated. I don't think that the Sheila girl did it. I don't think that she would. And that was the other thing that the guy, even though she would say like they were the devil's children, blah, 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 blah. He also said in the same breath in court, the psychiatrist was like, but do I think that she would have killed her children? Absolutely not. Like she loved those boys. She lived and breathed for them. So like, he's like, there's just no way that she would have done that. There just isn't a way. So anyway, that was my very long-winded story, but
he had to get rid of them because they might have been on the will too.
Yeah, they gotta break,
get them all off.
Get them all off.
Just pick them off.
Literally, one by one.
Well, that's creepy.
It was a wild tale.
It's a wild
I'm surprised.
time.
I'm surprised I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
Well, now you have.
Yeah, that's some good shit.
Thank you.
Are you gonna scoot up here so we can roll? Or
Oh,
should
look,
we roll
I can just roll right here. Look at this.
Just roll on the new little. Here, I'm gonna scoot this way
All right.
because I can.
Do your spiel,
Just
girl.
everywhere.
Just scooching
Well,
all.
guys, thanks for hanging out with us this fine day.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. We're glad to be here always. We're glad you're with us, and we thank you and we love you. And if it's your first time,
Love you.
shoot us a DM. If it's your 59th time,
Shoot us a DM
shoot us
anyway.
a DM.
We love
if
you.
If you're one of our listeners in Germany, we still want to hear from you.
We absolutely want to hear from you. And the ones in Australia, I saw that. I was looking at the map today, and I was like, "Oh, look at you Aussies."
I know. I
Thank
know
you.
one of you in Australia that listens, Molly Dunkel.
Maybe it's her. I'm gonna do it. Tell all your friends.
Yeah, she does tell her friends. So maybe there's more over there.
We'll get there. We'll get on a better schedule. We're getting there.
We're definitely
getting there.
international, so
305.
we're just gonna get on a regular schedule for you all.
It's true. You're welcome.
Mr. Worldwide. We thank you. We love you. Leave us a review if you feel. I was just reading over our ones that we have.
Yeah.
Thank you to those that have left us a review and that one dude that really hated us cutting him off.
Yeah. I still think about him.
I'm like, I wonder if I ever cut you off again in traffic.
I hope you have.
And if you do, if I did, just give me a little honk.
Yeah.
I'm sure you listen to the podcast.
Beep,
Still,
beep, beep.
you gave us a 1 star.
Yeah. But it's fine. Whatever.
It's fine. Anyway, thanks guys. We're gonna keep cracking and have some fun things in the works. Secret fun things.
Always.
And
Secret fun
we'll
things.
talk to you guys soon.
All right.
We're about to roll the dice.
Oh, I haven't rolled it up. I gotta
choose our topic for the next episode. Ooh, number 5. Paranormal?
I think it's paranormal. Paranormal.
Is it? Paranormal?
Paranormal.
Paranormal?
I'll look it up as you roll.
All right, ready, guys? Shake, shake, shake.
Shakety shake.
3. Food?
3 is, I think, food. Why is this not on my thing? Like, and I don't know why I don't know this by now.
We never know.
We don't ever know.
I still need to post it on Instagram so that we can just look it on that.
That's probably why. People are
up
probably
on that.
screaming in their phones like, it's this one, you idiot. Or maybe, did I erase it? Maybe I erased it. Whoops.
Oh, no.
That's kind of funny.
Number 4. Do I have it?
Why the fuck is it on here? That's weird. Oh, shitted. Maybe I erased it.
Oh, no.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Shit.
You should send it to me right now.
Okay.
I've had you do that once a year for the last 3 years.
No, it's a free roll.
Oh, number 5 is free rolling.
3 is food.
3 is food.
3 is food.
I got some good food. Actually, I was listening to something about some food things, and I was like, what? I gotta write that down.
I know.
So maybe I'll do it.
I think I know which one I'm going to do. It's going to be great. This is your Tibetan singing bowls to lure you to sleep.
I'm going to get those. We'll end the podcast with that one day.
I like it.
My
Like
medicine
a
bowls
little
and my rain
sound,
stick.
a little sound bath.
I was doing a it was like an online sound bath thing. It was like a Zoom one or something.
Oh, nice.
And she fucking brought out, first she had first it was just like bowls, and then she brought out a drum that was really fucking cool. And then the rain stick, holy shit.
You were just like,
almost jizzed my pants.
did you?
Just kidding.
You're like, but
I was
really.
like, I need a rain stick immediately. And then I was like, I'm going to have a music room, yoga room,
hell yeah.
fucking like meditation room.
I definitely used to have a rain stick.
And I'm going to have a rain stick in there.
I have one of those.
Those used to be my favorite.
Those were like big in the 90s.
They were. My parents had one. We always
My parents had one too.
Oh, they were fucking cool.
Yeah, they were really fucking cool.
They're so
They were like a
soothing,
white man maraca. They were great.
except that they're not only for the white man.
Whatever.
Not originally, Shannon.
No, they were not.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess we're done. It's time to say goodbye. And we'll see you next week.